Welcome to the Pride of Symbols, a people driven by the passion for excellence and the courage to take on big challenges and see them through. With integrity of mind and systems, our words, structures, and processes are always dependable. We are proud of who we are, what we do, and what we stand for. Firm is our commitment to the vision to build a globally recognized distribution company and to become a key driver of trade revolution across Africa. We have been empowered to make products and services accessible, affordable, and usable across Africa by building an efficient distribution network, and to remain the market benchmark for dynamism, efficiency, and competitiveness. We are rulers. We provide order. With confidence, enthusiasm, and wit we speak. The vulnerable and voiceless we empower. This is me. This is TD Africa. We rule. We conquer. We are Simba.
Digitization simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate two systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repositories where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the
You have a learning goal, and we have just one job: to help you achieve it and deliver at your convenience. Learning right starts with us at Ashem Academy. We are a learning institute in partnership with professional industry bodies like Microsoft, PECB, Pearsonville, and PSI, delivering quality training, ensuring your certification path in respective industries. Ashem Academy has training specialists with extensive consulting experience as well as the expertise to address your specific needs and preferences. Our goal is to deliver training that maximizes return on people and infrastructure investments. We define success as having the right resources to skill you up to help you meet your desired goals. Our job at Ashem Academy is to empower you to be successful at every stage of the learning journey, from training to certification to establishing professional credibility. As a certified learning partner and authorized testing center, our facility has proven to be one of the best in the country as we get to reach the needs of all ages, young, middle-aged, and those in the advancing years, making learning simple and affordable. We care about your skill development, and without breaking the bank, we present you with great opportunities to showcase your competency and expertise in your area of specialty, aiding career advancement or personal goals tracking. Let's help you bridge that learning gap. All you have to do is take the next step to enroll in our courses today, with prices that are easy on your wallets. Request access to our training calendar by emailing training@ashem.com, and you can also get the most of your learning investments by checking out our promotional offers here. offers.ashem.com/ms-learning. You can call 0704 636 7151 or call 0704 576 9927. You can visit our head office at number 9 Ibikunle Street off Abad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State. You have a learning goal, and we have just one job to help you achieve it and deliver at your convenience. Learning right starts with us at Ashem Academy. We are a learning institute in partnership with professional industry bodies like Microsoft, PECB, Pearson VUE, and PSI, delivering quality training, ensuring your certification path in respective industries. Ashem Academy has training specialists with extensive consulting experience as well as the expertise to address your specific needs and preferences. Our goal is to deliver training that maximizes return on people and infrastructure investments. We define success as having the right resources to skill you up to help you meet your desired goals. Our job at Ashem Academy is to empower you to be successful at every stage of the learning journey, from training to certification to establishing professional credibility. As a certified learning partner and authorized testing center, our facility has proven to be one of the best in the country as we get to reach the needs of all ages, young, middle-aged, and those in the advancing years, making learning simple and affordable. We care about your skill development, and without breaking the bank, we present you with great opportunities to showcase your competency and expertise in your area of specialty, aiding career advancement or personal goals tracking. Let's help you bridge that learning gap. All you have to do is take the next step to enroll in our courses today with prices that are easy on your wallets. Request access to our training calendar by emailing training@ashem.com, and you can also get the most of your learning investment by checking out our promotional offers here. offers.ashem.com/ms-learning. You can call 0704 636 7151 or call 0704 576 9927. You can visit our head office at number 9 Ibikunle Street off Abad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State.
Right, hi everyone. Welcome to today's session. Um, Today we're here again to have an amazing session, and with me on my session, I have Imo Etuk, one of the leaders in the community, our MCT, and a Microsoft MVP. So Imo, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Tayo, and I'm happy. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for having me today, and we look forward to delivering what the learners need. Okay.
Great.
So I will take over from you now. Okay.
All right, thanks. I'll be back.
Yeah. Okay. So we are going to be looking at design and implement a dependency management strategy. And before I go, this is a series that is in continuation of the Azure Nigerian Community DevOps study series. And our aim as the community is empowering users and the community members with the skill they require to pass the AZ-400 exam, Azure DevOps exam. So if you have not been following along, you can go ahead in our YouTube channel, find out the videos, the pre-recorded videos for the previous versions, sections, and run. We are going to be on the module of the AZ-400 track. So you're welcome to once again. First of all, we need to look at, before you understand, this is a part of Azure DevOps track. Azure DevOps is a software as a service platform powered by Microsoft, and it's just the same way you have GitHub to be software as a service platform for code deployment and collaboration as well. Azure DevOps has that feature as well. So today we are going to be looking at some agenda we have there. We're going to look at what dependency management is, and we're also going to explore packages. We're going to look at how we can migrate, consolidating, and secure artifacts, and also implement a versioning strategy. Then we're going to introduce it to GitHub packages, and we're going to check out some knowledge and demo and knowledge checks on what we learn. So, Mr. Tayo, please, you can help me share the link to the knowledge check to the audience. Let me paste that link so that they will immediately take the quiz along with me. Okay, a minute. So we have the quiz link dropped there already. So now, having looked at what dependency management is, there's no how you can understand dependency management without first understanding dependency. There are two words there: dependency and management. Dependency are those components in which your infrastructure, your software code, it depends on to function. We all see that there are a lot of repositories out there online in the age whereby software will depend on one thing to work well. So it's not like you can develop a standalone software all alone. No, that is why dependency comes in. With the modern software architectures and development, a kind of method software dependency can become intertwined kind of quickly. If you want to do this one, will depend on this one, and for you to have the ability to manage these dependencies will help you a lot in your software development journey, because your intention is not to shift code or deploy software that are full of bugs to your users. Of course, that will not tell well about your deployment or your solution. So with more online repository Docker Hub, whereby that is filled with pre-built libraries and services, can be easily published and leveraged. If you are publishing and leveraging those things, you have to check. So that is when dependency management comes in. The art of being careful and ensure that the right dependencies are being leveraged at a particular time is what dependency management is all about. If you can see from the screen, modern software is complex. It's complex in the sense that one component depends on another to work well. And we also have that component-based deployment is what we deal with. You cannot single-handedly deploy a software without having to rely on one of the components out there. We have it on Docker Hub. If you have been deploying through Docker Hub, we have some pre-built images, like we have the Nginx, and we have Ubuntu. Even we have some SQL images, server images, and all that. We have also Apache, Tomcat, and all that. So not all software is written by a single team. Yes, can have team across board to deploy a single software solution. So that is when these software dependencies comes in. Then dependencies are on components created by other teams or persons. Now, these dependencies are created by people that are different from some might be within your project team. Some might be within might be an external team that that you bring in from outside your organization to deploy to help you in making your solution to go live for your customers. So that's when it is necessary for you to properly manage the dependencies that you take from your external users. So we move to the next slide, and there are some strategies for putting together these dependencies. So number one is standardization. Now what standardization signifies is you have to have a level of standard that you are deploying software code in terms of there should be a particular rule to follow. It's not just because you want to take packages from dependencies from other like the Docker Hub and all that. Yeah, you are not setting up proper standard to follow. Otherwise, you're going to deploy software that cannot fly. Is the truth. So we also have some package formats and sources. In terms of you have to probably be careful of the sources that you are deploying this in from. Every packages are deployed have a format and are being deployed from sources. Sources can include Docker Hub and GitHub repositories and other ones. And each of these repository, each of the software dependencies a kind of dependency that you deploy has what they call a versioning. Versioning comes in the sense that each of them are introduced in version, major, minor, and all that, beta version, then you move through that. So these are the strategies for you to manage dependency in terms of maybe like versioning enable you to have something like something that you can redeploy and all that. So we have that online. So please, if you have questions, you can drop them. I'm going to answer them immediately. So that's what I'm taking question along. So we have another section of the agenda is to look at how to identify dependencies. So for you to be able to go through it all starts by identifying dependencies in your code base and deciding which dependencies you would like to formalize. The kind of your software project solution probably already have used those dependencies. So you have to look at it very critically so that you do not bring in dependencies already in existence in your project, in your code project. So it's common to use libraries and frameworks as well, and that are not written by yourself. You can do that. So one of the ways to kind of identify this component could be through deployment and through the release and versioning. So things to consider while doing the change frequency of those dependencies that you bring, and also changes should be unrelated to other parts of system, and also can package exist by itself, and also package should add values. Whatever dependency that you bring, that you have been able to identify, you should be able to add package to one of the other components in your software development project and all that. So we also have a package is what really matter most. When you have the word package, what does it look like in software in software development? So package is that thing that you're able to deploy and distribute. You can create on your own and be able to distribute it, deploy it for other people to use it as well. So that's what package is. So a package is a formalized way of creating or distributing a unit of software artifacts. Artifact is deployable component of your software. What you can deploy is what artifact means, that can be consumed from another software. It could be in form of REST API and all that. So we have some package sources that we know, and which their images are there. We get packets. NuGet is pronounced as new and get. So it's a Microsoft platform and .NET artifact. So Node.js is also in modules. Then Python script and also serve that. Then universal packages are packages that you you deploy, allowing the external something to come, like machine learning modules can also fall under universal packages. Then Maven, which is meant specifically for Java packages, and we all know Docker, of course, the container leader in terms of when you deploy your software through container. We also have that. Another one I want to say is now having have these packages, then these packages depends on what is called dependencies. So that is what dependency is all about, to be honest with you. So you need to as well be careful and check it out very well so that you don't deploy the wrong one to your software project. So let me, I think my image is actually blocking this. Let me take it to another slide. So we have Docker packages and all that. Okay, so we move down to another slide, and which is understand source and package components. Now, understanding this is very, very important. And one of the ways for you to understand is source componentization. And when you are using source componentization, you have to, first of all, focus on the source code. And maybe if it's demand for you to split out components in a more manageable units, you separate your code bases into parts and organizing it around the component so as to arrive in at a deployable code, which at the end of the day, that's your aim. The another way, another strategy under the source componentization is the related projects in different solutions. You have to select them so that they will be in a related way, manner that will suit the needs of your project as a kind of software development. So we also have package componentization, which is one of the ways to package this. Then in this place, we need to the second way uses packages. A kind of distributed software component is performed utilizing packages as a formal way of wrapping the component. This place now you need to compose your solution to use packages. Also, the way to understand componentization. So those are the way and all that. So we move down to that's like understand fits. Now I know that you must have heard of Azure. Maybe you are not able to have access to maybe because due to one thing it's about that you may not be able to really have access to it. But fees will help you to fees can be private or public. It's private is only for people within your project team that will be able to use it and be able to publish feeds to it or create. Then another one is also it can be public, which is open to everyone. And let's say if you are let me start an example. If you are deploying a software that has to do with there's a site they call newtonsoft.com. It helps you to generate JSON dependencies. It's JavaScript or object notation, and that can get a package for your say development. So now in terms of managing feeds, we have to feeds also offers access for private feeds. I already talked about that when I was explaining this. So then version storage of packages. You also have to be able to manage tooling, the tool you use to deploy your software and all that. Then we'll move down to another one. Now, if you are now to gain views have in terms of feeds have several components as we have package repositories. It could be something like GitHub repositories. Then package registry could be can use something like Azure Container Instant or Azure Container Registry or Docker Hub, a Docker registry initially. But now package types can include, we talked about that already, NuGet.org, npm, and PyPy, that bits for Python in Docker Hub. And there are some private NuGet packages, which also my Get Azure Container Registry falls under this. Then Azure Artifacts and self-hosted solutions. Then self-hosted solution you can pay for, like Azure DevOps, they have a Microsoft hosted and self-hosted solution whereby you can use it on your own premises. You can pay for a certain server on Azure DevOps, and they will give you that access for you to host your own feeds on premises. So that's what you need to also know. And we move down to another one, which is explore package feeds managers. So when you want to do the best way is for you to manage your feeds. Manage feeds, you are able to search and list packages from that feeds. Today we are going to see in the demo section, we're going to see how we can create feeds, connect to feeds, and also publish feeds if time permit us. So we also get to see you can maintain local installation cache and publish packages. You can choose tooling. It could be command line tooling or integrated in build and release pipelines. You can use your command line, maybe git bash in terms of, or it could be something like a inbuilt command prompt you have on your system installed already. You can use it to manage that. Then there's several kind of, these are also depend on the type of packages that you are working on. And if you want to work on new packages, then the way you publish your feed is to use you can use something like a Visual Studio. Microsoft are currently recommend that you use my Microsoft Visual Studio because it has some new package managers that are there. So we also move down to another one. Then you can on your own explore some of these Nuket package libraries sources that you can get them from. So I'm going to drop the links for you to also check out package sources later on your own. And maybe look for the link and drop it. So these sources are where you can get this on your own and maybe play around and deploy it into your make use of it on your in your software project. So I place the moderator. Help me share. This is for NuGet package. The source for so you can go there. So other ones are there. So we have the npm not package manager js.org. We also have Maven. We also have Docker Hub, and this is very popular. We have been working with Docker and Python package. We have the PyPy.org. That is what you need to know. We also have for self-hosted and SaaS package source-based package sources. We have something like NuGet server is also there. We have under NuGet server, we have Azure Artifacts, MyGet, which is a private package source. We also have GitHub packages. GitHub already, they have a version of private and public. They also have a kind of organizational enterprise version whereby it's only peculiar for an enterprise use. So we also have Snobia and cnpn.org. Then these are the private feed sources that we have. We have Nexus for Maven. You have Nexus, Artifactory, and Archiver, and also Azure Artifact by Bintray and Din packages also falls in there. Then for Docker, you can find something like Portus, Q, and Key, and Harbor. Then we also have some of them. Amazon Elastic Container Registry falls under this one as well. Then Azure Container Registry as well. Docker Hub. Then for Python, we have PyPy server that can give you Azure Acts and Gem3 as well. So we also have how do you now consume these packages? First of all, when you identify a dependency in your code base, that's the first step to start while consuming this. Then after that, you find a component that satisfies that you are currently working on, and that's the way to consume it. Then after that, you search for the package sources for package offering a correct version of the component that you need, that you require for a site. Remember, every software project has it has a particular fit. So depending on artifact you are using, artifact maybe like a Maven for Java or for own. So you need to search for that. Then after searching for it, you install. If you are comfortably searching for AZ-400, these steps are actually most time come into the exams. So ways to consume packages, they are the steps. So you need to install it, install the package into the code base, into your own code base and development machine. That's mean in your local machine, that's what it meant. So you have to also create the software implementation that uses the new component from. So that is how the ways to consume your packages. You make use of it. So we move down to another one, which is introduction to Azure Artifact. Then Azure Artifact, as I said before, is what you can deploy, a deployable software component that can work for you in your software. So that just it. So now ways of identifying this, we have you have NuGet, we have npm, we have Maven, we have Universal, we have Python. So these are the create private and public package feeds for package types. These are package types that you also work with. So we move down to another one. Then you need to publish packages. If you are to work with a project after, as stipulated before, the step to consume the packages, you need to publish. You need to also do after that you publish it. When you create a feed, if you can see from here, we have people in Xprint, members of the organization. Xprint is the organization, and packages from public sources. You get use packages from public sources through this feed. So you need to create it and then publish. So that's what then you need to specify the name, visibility, and public sources as upstream. Upstreams will keep track of your current directory and or repository. So you have that. And another one is you migrate, consolidating, and secure artifacts, which is very, very important for you as someone who wants to do this. So now one of the ways is to identify existing artifact repository. And on here, you need to an artifact which is a deployable component of application. And Azure pipelines can work with a wide variety of artifact sources. They know how you can deploy artifact without the Azure pipelines. You need to build the pipelines at the end of the day and build and run it. So another one is each release can specify which of the artifact is required and all that. So Azure Artifact can eliminate the need to manage file shares or source private packages servers. Then we also have this is with Azure Artifact, you can actually have all your packages on Azure DevOps, and this will at least to a large extent reduce the number, eliminate the number of host private package servers for you. Then Azure Artifacts provides universal artifact management for Maven, npm, and NuGet. So we then migrate and integrate artifacts. Microsoft has made it possible. I've listed the sources whereby you can get started in your journey to deploying this, getting started with packages. NuGet, if you wish to start with JavaScript, Maven packages, and if you want to download from the universal page as well, publish and then download. So maybe let me see, I can get the link and drop for you. If you wish to lay your hands on the section, you can do that. It will help you to get perfect with the section and how to do this. And this is for get started with NuGet package in Azure DevOps or Team Foundation server. Then we also have another one is use npm. I use npm to deploy as well. So let me drop that chart. So please, if you have a question, you let me know. Oh, I didn't copy the link. Another one is drop the JavaScript. If you go through the AZ400 learning part, you should link. I think you should come across this. So another one is then after you have created a feed, connect to the published feeds, you need to find a way to secure and restrict access to these feeds. Then feeds must be secured. Private feeds, not allowed access by unauthorized users for publishing. Then restricted access for consumption. Whenever a package feed and its packages should only be consumed by a certain audience, it is required to restrict access to it. It's very important, and Microsoft takes it very seriously. And everything you need to authorize to get through the Azure AD, Azure Active Directory, and also you can use service connection as well to do the authentication. And only those allowed access will be able to consume the packages from the feed. Then restricted access for publishing. Secure access is required to restrict who can publish. So feeds and their packages cannot be modified by unauthorized or untrusted persons and accounts. So these are the ways you can do. It's a kind of, it is not like it's a kind of urging you that this is what you should do to protect your feeds, if they're private and even if they're public. So another way of migrating, one of the things you need to do is examine some roles. We have roles like the who can list and restore, maybe install packages from feed. And we also have collaborator who come in and can serve packages from upstream sources. And also we also have contributor. Contributor can push and unlist packages in the feed. Then the owner has all available permissions for package feeds. Project collection service is controlled by default. So you need to take note of this, because I think some of the question on that comes in from this place. So another one is, you can see from the screen, we have this project DevOps. This is a feed that you created. Then on that feed, there are all these settings here. So another one is also examine permissions. Roles have certain permissions. After examining your roles, roles have to maintain some level of permissions, which have to do with, if you can see, the reader has the permission to list and restore, install packages, while the collaborator only also have that right. Contributor have the right. The owner have overall right to do everything from listing to renaming and deleting the feeds. That's what the owner can do. The reader can only list and then install feeds, packages. Then the collaborator can save packages from upstream sources, but cannot push packages, and neither can he on this deprecated, the kind of duplicate packages. And then contributor can do that and stop at on list deprecated packages. Then cannot delete nor unpublish. So it's only the owner that can. So all these things are done in the setting, in feed settings. We're going to do that, show it when we're doing the. Then you have to examine authentication as well. Authentication is required for Azure Active Apps. And then transparently taking care of when logged into portal or in build tags. So, and if you are doing it, you have, if you look at this diagram that is right there, you start. For everything you need is a connection name. You also need the registry URL and the username and password. For adding npm feeds, you need to set this up. So implement versioning, implement a versioning strategy. Then, like I said before, versioning starts from you. Packages that needs to be versions has to be identified. After identifying it, you need to look at the maintainability of this. Is it maintainable? Something that can stand the test of time. and each package has its own life cycle and rate of change. They are not static. They keep on changing and updating and all that. So packages are immutable. Once published, a package cannot be changed. That's what simply means. Replacing or updating packages is not a package is not allowed. So also any change requires a new version. Yes, any change leads to a release of a new version. So these are the way of how you can version your package. So you can look at this diagram, understand versioning of artifacts. Ways to express versioning technically varies per package type. Then we have if you look at it, 2.1.15. See, we have the major, minor, and patch. So these are the ways to version your artifacts. Now, we also have explored semantic versioning, express nature and risk of change. Excuse me. So we have 1.2.3 nature of change. The source is here. Let me send in that source so you can go and learn more on your own about it. Okay. There is a versioning source. So quality of change is always in terms of it can come in maybe beta 2 or thereabout. So we move down to something else, which is now we want to examine release views. Views comes into release, and then it starts from local, then pre-release and release. Now views help in defining quality without changing version numbers. So when we are going to do this, if we wish to change a version, or maybe you will see that we can do it. Now, local is when it's yet to be, when you are still working on it, when you are still reviewing it, kind of. The other one is when you pre-release, is let's say that's before it gets to releasing stage, to the release stage. Yeah, bringing up something that people get to preview, maybe among your team, among the project team, and all that, and appropriate people giving the permission to access it. Then release. That when you can do it, and it all usually comes to packages. So these are kind of your project, the feed name, and the viewer name, and all that. So we're going to examine this. So you can, after doing those examining the few release, you can as well promote it. It's already the Microsoft uses Part Unlimited. For the lab, you're going to make use of DevOps Generator demo, which you will learn us on Part Unlimited project, whereby you can check out how these are achieved. Then promote packages from local view to other release views. Upstream sources will only be evaluated from local view, only visible in other release views from after being promoted. You cannot it cannot be visible if it's not promoted, so it has to be promoted. So another one we could check out is explore best practices for versioning. Yeah, number one is you have to have a documented versioning strategy. Ensure that things have been documented appropriately. Microsoft Azure DevOps has Azure board, whereby you can track project and work items and their progress. I believe you can also use it for tracking the progress of your feeds or packages. So we also have adopt SEM version 2.0. I've dropped the link for you to check out this SEM version as well for versioning scheme. Then each repository should only reference one feed. Then on package creation, automatically publish packages back to the feeds. So that is what you can do. And having said that, we need to, the knowledge check and demo section is where we're going to head to now. We've been doing much of talking, and I think we need to go into demonstration. And also, I've dropped a link to the knowledge check. I believe we are answering the question. I would also like to get those that are getting it right. If so, now we move down to this to demo. Before you can do this, you need to have a subscription, an active Azure subscription, and also need to set up billing. The first thing you need to do when you visit Azure DevOps URL is dev.azure.com. When you are here, I'm going to create an organization. I've already have my own organization created in more Web 01. So once you are here, the next thing is under that organization, you need to come to organization settings, and set up your billing. Billing is taken from your Azure subscription. I have a subscription on Azure, so that's why automatically comes in here in Azure DevOps. So you need to set that up. You know, to also, because most time when you're doing a when you're building pipelines, you could fail. By default, this place would be 1,800 free Microsoft MS hosted CI/CD pipeline, which is not allowed. So your pipeline when you're building it might fail. So you need to first of all, after authenticating your subscription, and which will show up like this, you need to change this number from 0 to 1. Then once you do that, this 1,800 free pipeline, CI/CD pipeline will clear off, and you'll be able to at least build it and get it right. So that's what you need to do. And on the organization is where you set up the global permissions. Anything you set up in the organization, within the organization, governed take priority over the project that is within that organization. So you can do a lot of setting here. Users can add users to the project, you can do these things and all that. So now we need to go to, for this lab, we are going to make use of, what we're going to achieve in the lab is to create and connect to a feed in a package. Then we also need to import a NuGet package and update NuGet package. So we have about 4 items to 4 outlines. Then we are going to head to a so you're going to head to a Azure DevOps demo generator. It's a free a kind of template that Azure DevOps designed for demonstration. So you're going to head to that place. Let me drop the link for you to go there. When you are here, if you do not have an organization, you need to create, you need to sign in. That's the first thing. First, you need to sign in. Seems I've lost my connection. Please confirm if you can still hear me. How can you still hear me? So, okay. So we need, when you are in this interface, you need to upload the link for the DevOps generator, the demo generator. So we need to sign in. I have an account already, but if you do not have an account, you have to get started for free. So I'm going to sign in. So once I sign in here, what I need to do is to, in this demo, we are going to make use of Path Unlimited project templates. So we need to choose a template by changing from that one to Path Unlimited, which is this select template. So another one is we can give the project name as, we are dealing with AZ-400. We can give it as AZ-400 project. So the organization will be my own organization that I have here already created. If you do not have, you need to create a new organization by yourself. Okay. So this is how you're going to do. You're going to create a project now. So the project is being created while we wait. So another one is I would like to see those quizzes, the answers, and all that. If you're answering it, let me see your answers and see what you're getting. So do you need a coding experience like Python? Of course, you need, but it's not a prerequisite for getting started with Azure DevOps. It's not a prerequisite for getting started with DevOps, but you have to have some scripting and automation skill. Like you can use PowerShell, you can use other things like you can use other things like you need to have ISE kind of Terraform skill as well. I'm not seeing the link. Okay, the link for demo DevOps demo, right? Generator, right? I'm going to drop that for you, Solomon. Okay. So go to DevOps demo generator page. The page I am now. So generate the project just as I'm doing. Create the project. If you do not have Azure DevOps account, you need to create a new DevOps. Get started for free and all that. Okay. So now while we wait while my project creates, sometimes it can take a long time, but it will soon be done. So so the project has successfully created. So what we need to do is to go to project. You need to go to that project by navigating here to the project. You see the Path Unlimited project template has had everything for us. So when we are here, we need to navigate to. We need to create. Now we are in the step of creating and connecting to feeds. So what we do is to go to. You need to go to Azure DevOps, Azure repo, which is files under Azure repo. As I was talking about Azure services, Azure DevOps services, Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipelines, test plan, and artifacts are some of the services that Azure DevOps offers to you. So what we need to do is to set up this, clone this to our local PC. We can clone it with I'm going to clone it with VS Visual Studio 2022 is recommended, but if you do not have 2022, you can use any version that you have. You still have the same experience. So I'm going to open with Visual Studio. So in Visual Studio, you need to also set up some authentication. Otherwise, your project will not go. It might bounce back if you do not do the proper connection. I'm going to show you that in the course of this thing. So it might take a little while to actually display fully. Still loading. So minutes. So it's still opening on my Visual Studio. Sometimes Visual Studio can be heavy, but it's still coming up. So now when you clone with the Visual Studio, yes, when you clone with Visual Studio, you need to move down to you need to go to clone it with Visual Studio. When you're prompted, you just sign in with your set up the authentication like using your own DevOps, Azure DevOps credentials, or Azure, which is automatically your Azure portal. The credential you use for your Azure subscription is what you use. If you do not use different credentials, so just sign in and then clone it. So minutes still loading. This is taking much time. Okay, so most time you might be slammed with this error. This error is because you have not set up the authentication. We are going to do that together. So I'm going to quit that. I'm going to come back to my own Visual Studio code interface. Visual Studio, sorry, not code. So I'm going to go to in 2022, which I don't know if it's different from the one you have. Other ones might not be like this. You need to go to view in 2022 version. So just a minute, let's open. While in the interface, go to view, then locate Team Explorer. Then on that Team Explorer, you can do that. You can as well go through your system control panel and do the authentication from your own window. So in this place, Team Explorer, you are here with me. You are there with me already. So another one. Yes, each of them has limitation, right? And you need to set up the authentication. You need to set up the authentication. That's what it simply means. So after this, in this Team Explorer, there now, right? Team Explorer. Okay. So in this place, this where I am. So I've already had my own second account authenticated in it, signed in already. So what I'm going to do is I'm not using this particular account for this particular demo section. So I'm going to go to add account. If you have an account already signed in, you need to add an account, which is different from the one you're using. So I'm going to add an account. So that will open up a sign-in interface where you sign in. Okay, so I'm going to pick a new account which I've not signed in before. But as I was saying, you can as well come to your control panel, user account. If you want to really know, then manage your credentials. Then under manage your credentials, switch to Windows credential. Here you will have get to see all your credentials, all the authentication you've done through anything. So if they are not here, you can add it, the credential here directly. So that's one of the way to authenticate that. So here is the surface. Well, that actually escaped forward. Okay, sorry, it has added already. Okay, so I'm going to close this. No need to do it again. So let me go back to cloning it. Go back to my own to the Azure DevOps clone. I'm going to clone it again. Open with it. you should go through. So I have here for what is to deny me. No, but let me set this account as out. Let me set manage Visual Studio account option. Let me go to account option. Oh, why I do not want to use my the other account is that I have exhausted my parallel pipelines. I cannot build pipeline with the other account, but I can build with this one. All that comes to okay. Line view. Okay, let me sign out of this account, the other my own account, and sign in again with a new account. That's actually the best way to go about. I just want us to witness, experience how we can create and publish feeds. So okay, so I'll go back to that place. Should close one of this one. Okay, so I should be able to clone that now. I'll close this because it's going to take time to load. So I'm going to go back to this place. Clone again. Still not going. Okay. Let me do what I want to do now is to go to the I'm going to go to settings. Let me see something. Project setting. Okay. Under auth. So under setting, under permission, let me see. Okay, let me get back to organization setting and check the authentication under security or policies. The auth is authorized. Okay. So what I'm going to do is to go to, let me switch this. Despite that it won't work, but let me switch it. Then I'll come back to this one. Sign out and sign in. Let me switch back to my own personal account, though I might not be able to run pipeline because I don't have any parallelism left for that account. Apologies that this is taking a long time. Sometimes authentication can actually disturb in terms of when you're trying to do that. So let me see if I can sign in here. Switching back to my own account. So This is still going. Let me get back to the Azure DevOps. I'm going to sign out of this. Okay, I'm here, right? I'm going to select the right subscription. This, this. Okay, apologies. I will set up, get everything up. Okay, let me remove this account. Okay, so I will not create a new organization. I've already have some organization. Okay, I can create a new. Let me create a new organization and see what that will happen. It's still going. Okay, I've signed in now with my own account. So the only thing I need to do, I will leave this one. Okay. So I'm going to clone a repository. From here, I can come here and clone a repository. I will just copy this particular repository here. Okay, don't worry. I can create this one as a more org one. And I'll just input this security check code A53. So I'm going to bring in the link for okay. So this is my own organization. I'm going to create a project. The project, there is no need to create a project. Why? Is because you are using a template from Part Unlimited. But if you were to work on your own project, you will have to create a project here. So select template. I'm sorry for taking you back it because of the authentication in my previous account. I cannot get it right. So the project name should be AZ-400 project or demo, something like that. So my organization will be this one. Correct. We didn't actually start exact 3 o'clock. So I'm still observing the time. I think by 3:30 we should be done. No, by 4:30. Sorry. So that is being created. The next thing after, are you guys answering the quiz? Let me see you can get it and all that. So we can now as well try to, are we getting the quiz right? Let me paste the quiz link. Again, if you mix it the before, there's a quiz link there. I think I can call someone named Solomon. Can you? From your GitHub, from your Visual Studio, you can actually browse those repository directly. But let's get this right. So I will navigate to the project now. On the Azure repo, go to files, then clone. I can as well take this one and clone it, but let's all follow the procedure. Open with this. Do not have permission. How? Wow, very serious. I have the permission. Okay, so let me clone it this way. Copy this and clone. Okay. I'm going to paste it here. The local path is not valid. Okay. I can go to a desktop and create a folder. Let me make a folder here. Okay. Let me see if the cloning will work. So after cloning it, the next thing is for you to go back to Azure DevOps repo. Then from there you head to create a feeds under. Need to authorize this anyway. You need to head back to Azure DevOps. Let me show you. Then go back after the stuff has cloned and you have it on your own local PC. Come to Azure Artifacts. Like I said, Azure Artifact is a deployable stuff that a kind of deployable part of your software application. Then when you come here, you create a new feed. Let's just open. This is being created. Okay, it's been cloning. It's being cloned now. So you need to create a feed under here. Your feed name could be AZ-400 feeds. We are dealing with AZ-400. And members of the organization, during the explanation, I explained something like this. Okay. So we have, you select this, include packages from common public sources. So select the scope should be it could be organization scope, or you can leave it in this field will be scoped to this. No, scope it to organization. So another one is now you create it, but let's wait for this to finish. Oh, it's taking long time. Oh, okay. But let's proceed. I'm going to take you to step. So we create feed here. So now that we created it, what we need to do is to connect to feed. This is the feed we created now under my own organization. So we connect to feed now. Where did we put that? We actually created. It's supposed to be because that's what's it called? We are still cloning it. It's not done yet. But let's see. It's supposed to be because we are going to use desktop something. NuGet package manager. Anyway, okay, let's use NuGet package manager, which is it there. Okay. Let me just finish cloning it. Well, it's taking much time. But okay, the process is when you're done with the cloning stuff, return back to the Azure DevOps portal, or within the after cloning it within this, you need to select tools. Under tools, you install the NuGet package manager. Let me finish. Okay, so I think it's almost done. Okay, so I'm in this place. The branch is in the master branch, as you can see from here. So now we are going to return back to this place and select Visual Studio because that is where we are cloning it from. Then the source is here. This is the source. We're going to copy this source, the link to the source, and come to still loading it. So the dependencies are actually very heavy, the creating of feeds and all that. So what you need to do after you have done this, you copy this link, then go to Visual Studio. Let's see. Under Visual Studio on a num, let's say you come to tools. Under the tools, you go to the package manager. In this package manager, because I have not imported this thing now, you go to this, there's supposed to package manager setting. Under package manager setting, let's assume because the one is still importing the Path Unlimited project, it's telling me to update over. Okay, so I'm going to continue. You can continue again. So under this package manager source, this is where you have to add, let's say you add a new one, then you paste the name of the package. You can leave it like this. Then the source should be that link that we copy from Azure DevOps. But let's see what, okay, this one has finished because this is where we need to actually work. Then we can connect this one. Let me close this window. We are connecting to Azure DevOps. That's what the prompt that we received. So it's done. So we go to this place, package manager setting. Under source, you add a new source and we leave the name as default, or you can change it. But then paste the link that you be copied from Azure DevOps and update, then OK it. So now we have linked that those sources to be from our Azure Virtual Studio, from our Visual Studio. Then we will close that. Then we will now go back to the Visual Studio project, click the file and then create a new one under this new file. That's what we want to create. I think we should leave it at project. Project use. And we're going to use the class library to create this class library. Then we can call this one the AZ-400 class. Okay, so it's that. So next now, the name is AZ. Let me back it first and see. Okay. So we have this, leave it there. Path Unlimited is the source. Source name is Path Unlimited. Then we save it to create the project. It's almost our time up, but when you play around with the demo Azure DevOps demo generator, you can have that. So here we are going to do the solution explorer. Let's see. Under view, let's go to solution explorer and see what happened there. So we have class 1 here. I think we need to delete this class 1. We need to delete the class 1 because it's not necessary. Then other dependencies are there. We have them there already. So okay. Now let's go back to the Azure DevOps. This is a feed that we did. And we are going to select NuGet.exe, and this is the feed that. Let me refresh this page because I just worked with the other one now. So now we are going to go to Get Tools. We can use the blue icon, and then you download the latest one. That's what I was saying. You create, connect, then download, and publish. So that's what you need to do. So this is where we can stop because our time is already fast spent. With the help of that, Azure DevOps generator demo template, I believe you can continue from where this is where we stop. So now that's how you can do. So Now you can download the latest version. I think we should go with anyone that you feel that okay, it worked for you. You can go with it. So, or maybe you can, let's see if there is 5 point something. I think that is, you can go with 5 point, there 5.1.1 there. You can go with this one, or you can go with anyone, but I'm going to go with this particular one, the latest one. But you can go with anyone. Then that's how you can play around this. So we come to the end of the section for today. We're going to, you have need to play around how to create, connect, and publish sheets to your Azure DevOps project. That's just how to do it. So first of all, thank you for joining. For those that have answered the first question, I'm going to get to see your answers. If you get it right, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, maybe for a free coaching one section. No problem. I don't mind that. Okay. Thank you very much for your time and have a nice weekend and holiday. Enjoy your holiday. Bye.